You know, we humans think we're pretty clever. We looked at a leaf, figured out photosynthesis, and, well, we built a solar panel. A pretty good move, right? Turning sunlight into energy. But what if I told you one of the most brilliant architectural breakthroughs of our time wasn't inspired by something as elegant as a leaf, but by a giant mound of dirt, and that its secrets could completely change how we build our cities? See, there was this architect, Mick Pierce, who had this powerful idea. He said we should be building an ecosystem, not a machine for living in. Think about what that really means. It's about moving away from brute force, just blasting our buildings with air conditioning, and towards something way smarter, something that works with the world around it, not against it.
So it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What if the most sophisticated, most brilliant architect on the planet isn't human at all? What if it's a tiny creature that mastered perfect, energy-free climate control millions of years before we ever showed up?
All right, Section 1, the unlikely genius. I want you to meet the termite mound. It might not look like much, but this incredible structure, built by millions of tiny engineers, holds a secret that could help solve one of our biggest energy problems.
Here's what most people don't realize. Out there on the African savanna, temperatures are brutal. They can soar past 100 degrees Fahrenheit during the day and then plunge to near freezing at night. And yet, deep inside that mound, the temperature stays at an almost perfect, constant 87 degrees, day and night. It's a perfectly regulated little world. And here is the truly mind-bending part. There is zero electricity. There is no HVAC system, no machines, nothing. It's all accomplished through pure, brilliant design. The question is, how on earth do they do it?
Okay, Section 2, nature's air conditioner. To understand this, we need to pop the hood and deconstruct the blueprint.
The entire secret comes down to a beautifully simple principle called passive ventilation. It's the art of moving air without any machines, using nothing but the fundamental laws of physics. And it turns out, termites are the undisputed grandmasters. And here's where it gets really surprising. This whole system isn't running on one engine, but two. The first is a convection engine. The collective body heat from millions of termites and their fungus gardens warms the air inside, and as you know, hot air rises. The second is a wind-driven engine. The slightest breeze blowing over the top of the mound creates pressure differences that literally pull stale air out and suck fresh air in. It is a dual-powered marvel of engineering. The easiest way to picture all this is to think of the entire mound as one giant, self-regulating lung. That rising hot air from the colony's metabolism, that's the slow, steady rhythm of the lung itself.
And the wind outside? That's what makes the lung take a breath. It breathes cool, fresh air in through tiny vents near the bottom, and it exhales hot, stale air out through chimneys at the top. It's a constant, silent, and just flawlessly efficient cycle.
Section 3. An architect's audacious idea. And this is where things get interesting. Because for all our advanced technology, our own buildings are, frankly, shockingly inefficient. This is the human problem. Just look at any modern office building. A staggering 40% of all the energy that building consumes is for one thing, the HVAC system. We spend fortunes fighting this constant war against the outside climate, sealing our buildings in glass boxes and just blasting them with manufactured air. So, back in the early 90s, Mick Pierce was handed this challenge. Design a huge new office center in Harare, Zimbabwe. The catch? The client didn't have the budget for a conventional, multi-million-dollar air conditioning system. So with his back against the wall, Pierce didn't look to modern engineering catalogs. He looked to the savannah. He looked to the termites. Section 4. The building that breathes. What he designed was a building unlike anything the world had ever seen. The Eastgate Center. A building that literally breathes. So what were the results of this crazy experiment? Well, they're almost hard to believe. The Eastgate Center uses less than 10% of the energy consumed by a conventional building of the exact same size. Let that sink in. A 90% saving on energy, all because an architect had the humility to copy a termite. This detail changes everything. Look at how directly Pierce copied the blueprint. The mound has chimneys to vent hot air. The Eastgate Center has 48 huge funnels on its roof. The mound has a network of tunnels for airflow. The building uses hollow floors and vertical ducts. The mound uses dense soil as a kind of thermal battery to absorb heat. The building uses its massive concrete structure to do the exact same thing. It is a direct translation of nature's genius into modern architecture. So to understand this, we need to look at its 24-hour cycle. At night, a few low-power fans, the only real machinery in the whole system, pull cool night air inside. The building's massive concrete slabs and bricks then absorb that coolness like a giant stone sponge. Then, during the hot day, as all the people and computers generate heat, that warm air naturally rises up and is pushed out through the chimneys on the roof. And as it leaves, it creates a vacuum that pulls in fresh air from below, which gets cooled as it flows over the chilled concrete. The building literally inhales the cold of the night to exhale the heat of the day.
Section 5. The next natural blueprint. Now, the Eastgate Center was incredible, but it was just the start. It proved the power of a much, much bigger idea called biomimicry. It's a simple, profound practice, solving our problems by looking at the solutions nature has already perfected.
I mean, think of it as nature's patent office, and the ideas are just everywhere. Quieter, more efficient fan blades designed after humpback whale fins, smart building materials that can open and close based on humidity, inspired by pine cones, even self-cleaning paints that mimic the surface of a lotus leaf. Nature has had a 3.8 billion year head start on research and development. We're just finally starting to read the files.
It just makes you wonder, you know? We started by looking at a leaf and built the solar panel. Then we looked at a termite mound and reinvented the skyscraper. What other world-changing secrets are hiding out there in plain sight, just waiting for us to stop for a second and actually look closer?
Thanks for watching. Support BioVellum by liking, subscribing, and sharing. Let's explore the secrets of nature together.